The best poems of r/AskReddit. What gets your ass out of bed faster than anything? The sound of a little girl screaming in my garden. Turns out my dog was licking a mole, the small mammal, and the mole did not enjoy this. That's terrifyingly hilarious. My name is Dog, and when I see a little pal, a friend for me, beneath the ground, inside a hole, I come up close, I lick the mole. Which is that one thing you still regret doing it? Waiting for the right moment for everything to be perfect to take action, instead of just taking actions and making moments right. I didn't even realize I have the same problem until I read your comment. I don't have regret for the things that I did, the stupid decisions I made as a kid, not always the smartest, not always to plan, but still, as I made them, they made me a man. Perhaps, if I'd waited, it might have been fine, or fated for futures all finer than mine. It might have brought all that I'd wanted about. But what if it didn't? I'd never find out. Perhaps I could better have sheltered myself. But life isn't meant to be lived on a shelf. Though some were a failure, and some were a fall, I'd only regret doing nothing at all. Health inspectors of Reddit, what's the worst violation you've ever seen? My stepdad used to be a baker in an authentic recreation of an 18th century New French fortress. Because they sell bread to the public, the health inspector came by, and she was ripping into my stepdad for violations like the stonework walls, the doorless entranceways, or the lack of a mosquito zapper. He pointed out that they were following the highest standards except for things that would destroy the authenticity of this 18th century bakery. The health inspector relented and agreed to give him a pass after verifying the food storage area was secure. They went to the shed, which was a doorless building attached to the bakery. As the health inspector went in, there happened to be an escaped cow licking all of the loaves. My stepdad could only say, honestly, this never happens. They passed the health inspection. My name is Cow, and when it's night, or when the moon is shining bright, and all the men have gone to bed, I stay up late, I lick the bread. My name is Bread, and when it's night, or when the moon is shining bright, and all the cows have hit the sack, I stay up late, I lick them back. Who's that person that you wonder if they still think about you? What's your story with them? I knew a kid in elementary school who had really bad anger problems. He went to anger management classes and the other kids bullied him for it. But he was always nice to me and we had some things in common, so we hung out a bit at school. Shortly after getting to know him, my dad was transferred across the country. He's Navy. Before I left, he invited me over to his house and gave me a cake that he baked and a necklace with a ring on it that said best friends. We had only spent a bit of time together, but his mum told me I had a big impact on him. I still have the necklace and think about him sometimes. And I wonder if he thinks about me. We were little and he doesn't have a keepsake from me. I hope he's doing well. As someone who went through similar issues, I can guarantee he does think about you. It's little things like that stick with people. From time to time, I think of then. I turn my gaze before again. And though the sights are all a blur, I think of him, and who we were. From time to time, I think of then. I think of who and why and when, and where he is, and what could be. I wonder if he thinks of me. What is the most NSFW thing you have witnessed at a party? A stripper whipping my boss with his own belt. I was 15, and this was a McDonald's staff party. Update. As I have a lot of replies asking for context clarification, the stripper was perfectly normal, not Mayor McCheese or some other nightmarish Macca's character. This wasn't a strip club. It was held at an employee's house as the franchisee forbade us from using the store or hiring an actual venue. Some of the older guys booked her as it had been his birthday recently and he had just worked. We were all drinking, and as she was a private hire, nobody got ided. Also, you can work at 14 where I live, Australia, and work is exactly what I did. I guess your boss was loving it. But I love it, he said, with a shake of his head, and was swiftly arrested at fault. Cause to all our surprise, he attacked her with fries, and was taken and charged with assault. What is the dumbest question a customer has ever asked you? I work at an Italian place right now. We call our Italian menu items by Italian names with English descriptions. I get a lot of questions, but I don't mind a hair because I get paid to talk about food. Not too long ago though it sort of went slapstick. It's not that they asked a dumb question, but they kept asking it. Pollo e penne? Oh, that's chicken and pasta with. Does it have meat in it? The chicken pasta? Yes. Pollo is Italian for chicken. Can I get the chicken but not the pollo? Pollo is just Italian for chicken. If you want chicken it's really good. No, I like chicken but I don't want pollo. I kind of lost it for a split second. Los pollos marronos. Good waiter, I'm wanting the pasta. You see, but pollo's appalling, and isn't for me. I'd rather abstain and avoid the unknown, so bring me the chicken, and chicken alone. I wearily tried to explain, but pollo is chicken, I whispered in vain. That bird with the feathers that clucks with its beak, that's pollo, that's chicken. I struggled to speak. See, pollo's just chicken by some other name. They aren't independent. The one and the same. So whether it's chicken or pollo you pick, whatever you ask for, you're still getting chick. In essence, I finished. Despite how it seems, it's chicken, that's pollo, and that's what it means. He stared at me silent, and held up a hand. He thought for a moment. I don't understand. Redditors with less than a year left to live, what is on your bucket list and how can we help you? I could die tomorrow. Any one of us could. So how can we help each other today? This world isn't easy. It's hard on your own. We're richer united, and poorer alone. It's fine to ignore it, for better or ill, to scorn it before it collapses your will. But if you can fight it, or choose to be strong, perhaps you can right it, repairing a wrong. It's plainly apparent. It's simple to see. Together, we'll weather whatever will be. Adults from Reddit, what do you regret most from your teenage years? Not pushing harder to be myself and letting my fear of others' expectations define me. I should have hurried youth, in truth, and moved more quickly on. I should have made the most of youth. Before the time was gone, I should have followed fancy, free, before it thought to fade. I should have picked a good degree, or found myself a trade. I should have stopped to stare above, to share another's dreams. I should have never welcomed love, and lost it all. It seems, no matter what the aim or end, no matter what you do, regrets are part of life. My friend, don't let them conquer you.